Oh, an interdivisional rival of the Eagles.
Unfortunately,
So you went with Jalen Hurts and you went with Dart. You're going to defend the Giants quarterback with your life.
you have to know your enemy better than you know yourself.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I
Clock it.
Straight to the action, there's a lot going on. Try to lock these predictions down, right? Call me John. I'ma talk to Jared, cause he might keep me calm. Had my top pick for this week, but he bombed. Caleb said he had a weak week, but he's strong. Jonathan said he repeat, now it's on. In love with the game, who you got, can I wait? Drop by the dorm, come and watch, it's the babe.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dorm Debate Podcast, and welcome to our Week 7 recap episode. And as you can see, if you're on YouTube, it's a bit of a different one. We got Caleb and I, and that's it. Jonathan and John are busy right now, and
they're on a bye week.
Yeah, they're on a bye week. You know, every team has one or two bye weeks. They got a bye week, so we decided that we were going to do a little bit of a game because it's centered around quarterbacks. And the game that we're going to play is basically speak when you hear a better quarterback than, and then insert quarterback there. So it may be a little quiet for some podcast listeners on Apple Podcast and
We love you all.
Spotify. Yeah, but if you wanted to head over to YouTube, you can, or you just want to listen. It's going to be a good listen because I think it'll spark up some debate. And maybe it'll build some tension when you can't hear.
We'll speak in the silence. Like the silence will
Silence
speak
is
volumes.
deafening.
Yeah. Especially when you listen and you think we should be speaking.
Yeah.
It's going to be even louder.
They're going to be like, wait, you should have spoke right there. Like, is my audio off?
Yeah, is it glitching? Did I?
So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? What do you think?
I'll defend first.
You'll
I think it's
defend
a harder
first.
one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me get some of these quarterbacks up here.
Mm-hmm.
So which quarterback will you be defending?
I will be defending Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. This is a quarterback that you'll defend with your life.
I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm biased, but
Okay.
I know he's had a bit of a tough one the past few weeks.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious what you'll throw at me, but I still would defend him as my quarterback.
Okay. So speak when you hear a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
All right.
Spencer Rattler. The disrespect in his face. Geno Smith. All right. Jordan Love. Jared Goff. Okay. Matthew Stafford. Caleb's got a weak spot for Matthew Stafford. Dak Prescott. Wow. Josh Allen.
All right, you got me. I can't.
Yes. I had to really wait that one out.
That's tough. Even then,
MVP.
I feel dirty saying agreeing, because at least Jalen's been to 2 Super Bowls and has won one.
You got a Super Bowl to 1 MVP for Josh Allen.
I take a Super Bowl every time, but
You would, but like individual.
and the way they're playing right now, for the regular season, I feel dirty.
But that's crazy. So the line is like Josh Allen. Like, is there any other quarterback besides Mahomes? We knew Mahomes is.
Mahomes, I would have had to. I would have had
Yeah,
to
but
say.
like,
Okay, statistically, I was doing a little research, and I know Dak Prescott has like the best QBR in the league right now.
yeah, right now he's dealing, dude.
No, yeah, I think statistically he might be like MVP candidate. Him and Baker. The Eagles beat
Baker,
him.
yeah.
But no, just Jalen Hurts. He's clutch. I know. Okay, I know what the comments are gonna say, but it's like I'd rather the quarterback who in the biggest stage you can count on over like the Cowboys. This is my take. This is a QB game, but little caveat. The Cowboys every regular season, people just forget in the offseason, and it's like every regular season the Cowboys aura farm on offense. They just put up huge scores. They get points. They're great for fantasy. They're explosive offense.
Yeah.
Yet who they are as a team, as an organization, they lose in the playoffs. Like, I'd rather the Eagles have the engine not start correctly, but you have the talent to get you far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just feel like Josh Allen's playing with fire this year, and in a good way.
Well, when you look at Josh Allen, I feel like in every aspect except for that, like, clutchness. Like, he's had clutchness in the playoffs, but hasn't turned into wins, which is similar to what we thought of Jalen Hurts when he went to the first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he completely balled out and lost. We're like, oh, he finally showed up. Like, that year, I remember we were waiting for him to have a big passing game. And then he does it on the biggest stage. Unfortunately, didn't come with a win. I feel like Josh Allen's in that same boat. We've seen him clutch up many times, but it just sometimes doesn't translate to wins. And so with Jalen, last year was just a domination. So he didn't have to throw that much. But, leading up to the Super Bowl, played well. So it's like,
well,
it's
then he
tough.
puts on a MVP performance in the Super Bowl against Mahomes and company, against Spagnuolo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I understand statistically why I will and most likely should get roasted. Like, I get it.
Yeah. Oh, people. I wouldn't say hate Jalen Hurts, but they really are just like, oh, he's not as good as people think. Like,
When he can ball when he wants to. I feel like, because I've seen some of the games where like he's overthrown him a few times. But then he'll make like deep throws that are like on the money.
This week against whoever you played. Who'd you play? Oh my God, who'd you play this week? The Eagles.
The
Vikings, yes. He threw for over 380 yards, 360 yards. But yet 2 weeks ago we're talking about, oh, he can't get AJ Brown the ball, and now AJ Brown had 2 touchdowns today and get the game sealing 40-yard passing touchdowns. So it's like when you don't have to worry about your quarterback, that's how you know he's really good. And I feel like with Jalen Hurts, he can run the ball well, and when he needs to, when he clutches up, he can throw the ball. Like, I don't think I've seen
the reason you lose games, at least in the clutch. It's like, it's like
exactly
a big thing.
Another way to say it. Yeah.
Like, I think I was mixed feelings. I know we'll get to your turn on the game, but I was mixed feelings with the Vikings and the Wentz, because I think Eagles fans who know will always give Wentz his flowers, because we were in the quarterback desert for years. Eagles just couldn't get a good quarterback. Yeah. And Wentz came and was like a ray of hope. And actually, like, even by the time he got injured in like week 11, the numbers he put up, even to that, because he got injured and out for the season in week 11, the numbers he had that stood towards the end of the year, like, there was a real debate about, like, he could still make the MVP discussion. Like, that's how good he was. Yeah. And obviously he got us to the position to then make it to the first Super Bowl in Eagles history, well, in the Super Bowl era. Like, people who know. But then the other end of it, like you're saying, is like, aside from the stuff that the people don't know as to why, because I don't think he's evil or anything, but maybe he didn't have the leadership qualities to lead the team. You saw some of the hero ball with the Vikings today, of like, that he sometimes is the reason you lose games when he's not at his best, unfortunately.
The 2 turnovers.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I'm curious what the comments will say and what our listeners will say, because I do believe that I'm genuine about, I'm not trying to rage bait, I'm genuine about Jalen, but I understand how it looks. So, Jared, let's hear who you want to defend.
I'm in the same boat with you to picking my favorite team's quarterback. I gotta go Justin Herbert. I feel like he gets so much hate, so I'm gonna pick Justin Herbert for my quarterback. So yeah, Justin
Herbert. So Jared, speak when you hear a quarterback better than Justin Herbert. I'll start with Trevor Lawrence. Okay, clear and obvious. He had a big game. How about Joe Flacco? Jared is rolling his eyes at me. All right, let's see if I can up it a little bit. Here's an interesting one. Mac Jones. Still no. All right, let's turn the heat up. Jaden Daniels. No, it looks like he thought about it, folks. It looked like he thought about it, but he's locking it in. All right. That's actually one I don't know either. Okay. Let's go up the list here. Justin Herbert. Bo Nix. No. Okay. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers right now. That's okay. Okay. They're going up. Jared Goff. No way. Okay. So I'm curious what the comments will say. Drake May. No. Okay. Would be better than. All right, I'll throw it back. I'll throw it to you. Matthew Stafford.
I gotta do it. Dang it,
Matthew, really? But that's
such like a tough one because he's like a veteran. Like
you.
So
him and Puka are killing it. That actually really surprises me.
I believe wholeheartedly that Herbert is like a young Matthew Stafford that can run the ball a lot better than Stafford, but
yeah,
the throwing ability is there for Herbert. We see it. There's crazy dimes when you watch his games, and I believe he leads the league in passing yards. Herbert, but dude, he threw the ball like 53 times today in the game against the Colts. I mean, the fact that you can believe and rely on your quarterback like that, and back when we didn't have a run game, now we don't have a run game. We're back to where we were a year ago, 2 years ago, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was throwing 40 times a game, and when I see coaches trust a quarterback like that, and we're winning games because he's making outlandish plays, that's how you know that it's like a step up from a Jared Goff, in my opinion. So when you said Jared Goff, I'm thinking, well, Jared Goff's not as great of a runner as Herbert. He maybe puts up similar stats, but it's been a while since I've seen consistent throwing from Jared Goff to the point where it's 53 times, 40 times, and you're just relying on Herbert, and he's keeping you in the game.
And he's worth relying on.
Yeah.
Those numbers I'm having a flashback to a podcast where I was kind of criticizing the Bills for using Josh Allen in a similar way because they didn't have a run game.
Mm-hmm.
They made him pass attempt like 40 plus times, multiple games, but it's also like a luxury when you have a player that good, like, why not, so to speak?
Yeah, I think he's just still, even at Matthew Stafford's age, he's just a bit better than Herbert. Like, you would want Stafford in the biggest moment in the Super Bowl than Herbert right now, because Herbert has proven that he doesn't perform in the playoffs. And so that's the line that I was looking at. Like, Jared Goff is pretty similar, doesn't really perform well in the playoffs. So, like, when you said Stafford,
as well as you need him to. Yeah. Would you... I'd say he's more durable too than, I mean, I know this isn't Joe Burrow's fault, but like compared to Joe Burrow, because you said they have a bad O-line. I think Joe Burrow's O-line's much worse. They let him get hit way too much. Yeah. I see some comments kind of roasting Burrow for that. I'm not, but it is like, what's the saying? Like, availability is the best ability, you know? And that, again,
and Burrow's a tough one because...
Yeah, would you take Burrow or Herbert?
Because they're in the same draft class, I believe.
Who would you rather have? Yourself, assuming healthy.
I think because of the playoff experience, he's made it. He's made a Super Bowl. He's made it to an AFC Championship twice.
Yeah.
And he performs, and he's the reason that they're there. Like, yes, he has help from T. Higgins. Yes, he has help from Jamar Chase. But look at the absence of Joe Burrow, what it does to the Bengals. Like, you can see that, okay, you need an elite quarterback to run that offense. So I think with the absence of him and the playoff experience, I think I would go Burrow for now. But it's getting close because, like you said, the injuries are starting to stack up, and how many
yeah.
years are we going to be okay with Burrow being injured now for the season? Like he's becoming. I've seen people say he's becoming like the Andrew Luck of the NFL, the modern day NFL. Because,
Well, yeah, like tough guys that just got hit way too often and just wore down their.
But still,
I could see
great
the
talent.
Yeah, because I wouldn't call either of them soft. Like they're not. There's some players that I think genetically or whatever might be prone to injuries. I don't think that's the case with them. They get hit disproportionately high. That it's kind of amazing. They're only out as long as they have. I'm thinking of Luck as well.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And Burrow's the right answer. I think just because of what you said. Like
Burrow
the
and
AFC
Herbert,
championships.
Burrow and
like,
Herbert are tough because it's like Herbert's only had 2 playoff appearances.
Well, the big thing, and you're right. I think it's Burrow for the answer, like on paper. But like the examples you gave of like the kind of gunslinger Herbert is, and you compare him to Stafford and Burrow, the big difference, I think, with the Chargers is like he hasn't had a superstar number 1 receiver. You know? Like
I mean, Keenan Allen is his guy.
Keenan Allen's great. And like McConkey's great. Johnson's finally catching balls. But like no undisputed number 1, because even Matthew Stafford for years had Megatron. Had Calvin Johnson.
So this next
interesting,
one
though.
is going to be young quarterback. So we're thinking rookie, we're thinking sophomore. Could be a lot of players that we're going to defend.
Okay.
So which quarterback will you be defending?
I have 3 names that I was considering. Which one can I have the best? I'd go with, dare I say, Jaxson Dart.
Oh, an interdivisional rival of the Eagles. So
Unfortunately,
you went with Jalen Hurts and you went with Dart. You're going to defend the Giants quarterback with your life.
You have to know your enemy better than you know yourself.
Oh.
Unfortunately,
Clock it. Clock it, Chad.
I legitimately, it's a problem that I think he's good. Like, I have to be honest with myself. Like, Dak is good in a way that, like I said, aura farms the offense. Like, every year it's like, the offense is so good. Yet, fundamentally, nothing changes for the playoffs. Right. So I'm not worried about Dak in that way.
Okay.
Jaxson Dart, yeah.
You're afraid of what he may become.
Exactly. I mean, it's like Anakin. He's inspired by Anakin Skywalker, And he can go to the light side or the dark side. And whichever allegory means he's not a threat to the Eagles, I'd rather him be that. Because so I'm gonna go Jaxson Dart.
Okay, I got a good list. Good list.
Okay, I'm curious who you throw at me that'll keep it interesting.
So, speak when you hear a better quarterback than Jaxson Dart.
Okay.
All right. First one, Justin Fields. No? Okay. Cam Ward. Spencer Rattler. Bryce Young. Dylan Gabriel. JJ McCarthy. Yeah, screw you for that one. Michael Penix Jr. Drake May.
I got it.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
that was my line.
Is...
That was my line. I'm like, if he doesn't say Drake May, I'm gonna have to go big on this next one.
The game makes you want to just hold on as long as possible to your no, but I'm like, no, I gotta go. Drake May is playing very well.
Wait, what if I since they just played, what if I said Bo Nix?
See, I'm still a little bitter from Bo Nix because I drafted him in fantasy, and he just wasn't doing as well as I thought he would be doing. Yeah, so I'm a little. Yeah. He's close though. If they make the Broncos were on paper, I said this last pod. Like they had the number one of the top 3 defenses entering this year, and one of the top 5 O lines. Mm-hmm. And the games, they're actually I think they're one of the best at keeping a low score. So it's not like it's been wrong. But I thought there'd be more offense from Bo Nix, if that makes sense.
Well, it's
like he's playing like a veteran quarterback, just keeping it low, trying to win games. And
I mean, this game was crazy.
Yeah,
and he had
did.
two rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, so that is interesting.
So
maybe I'm curious what the comments will say. Bo Nix or Dart?
Yeah, like the Bo Nix. We have Bo Nix, Drake May, and Jaxson Dart. Those kind of three. They're very different because
those are the three names I had when I mentioned
who
I was gonna. Yeah,
Bo Nix for me. Like I think I've said it on the pod, but I think he's like 26 maybe. He's really old, or like 24 or 5, something like that.
Really old.
He's super old. He was like in his 7th year of college.
Oh, because he's a COVID era guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean,
and so
26 is mad young.
When you look at Dart and Drake May,
Drake May, or who's old?
Bo Nix is. How old's Bo Nix?
Oh, okay.
He's gotta be like 26.
25.
25. And how old is Drake May and Jaxson Dart?
Drake May's 23.
Dart's got to be lower than that.
Yeah. And we saw him at the Senior Bowl too, right?
Yeah.
I remember sending a picture of Jaxson Dart. He's 22.
So like I think what's happening is you're seeing Bo Nix at his full form. I mean, how much better could you get?
He's 3 years older than Dart.
So, but let's go on to Drake May, because Drake May is having an insane year. I think this game that he had, let me look it up, because he had a 91.3% completion percentage.
Jeez.
222 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's crazy. He completed 21 of 23 passes today. So, and not only that, that's not even counting some of the rushing touchdowns he has. But
true. And he has one of the highest yards. He had the 5th.
Why did you say Drake May over Jaxson Dart?
I think for the reasons you said. Like, he is playing for the Patriots really well. I'm looking at some of the ranking. Now, numbers don't tell the whole story. They lie all the time. But like, he has, and the ESPN stats, I don't think they update nightly, I think. But Drake May is like 5th in QBR, 5th in yards per game. Like, he's able to put up the kind of offensive firepower that I thought Bo Nix could be doing. And Bo Nix, I mean, I'm looking at the lists, he's kind of more in the middle of the pack in terms of QBR, in terms of yard per game, just to point out 2 stats.
Yeah.
And the difference of like with Jaxson Dart is like the hype. Now, maybe that is New York media getting to me, but like, again, that fired up, that dynamo energy. I like that, but I had to stop with Drake May because he's fundamentally, like, the numbers are very good in like what you're pointing out, like what you want from a quarterback. I just don't think he's putting up like Scadaboo putting his head down and running through people, and Dart yelling and hyping. He's being himself, but like Drake May, I think, is more like,
I mean, yeah, he's in
pocket.
Foxborough.
Yeah, like he's winning games, and it's not
flaunty, and he doesn't have that wide receiver to be like, like that running mate of Cam Scadaboo is, it's like more so well-rounded popular. Football.
Yeah,
I mean, who's his best receiver? Keyshawn Booty and Stephon Diggs and some tight ends. Like that's another thing with Herbert is like you say, he's never had that number one guy. Drake May in these 2 years, he doesn't have a number one guy, and he's like making all these guys better. Keyshawn Booty, I had no clue who he was, and now he's going off every week.
That's the mark of a really special quarterback, is if they can spread the ball around really well and elevate the receivers around them. I mean, Brady did that for years after Wes Welker, and he's always had some strong, but like that was known for Brady, that you look at the roster and like none of these guys are who you'd pick in fantasy, but he made them elite. Yeah. And I think that's something only a few, like you see Flacco and Jamar Chase put up incredible numbers, each of them. But like, if that's great for fantasy and that's great for one night, but to make that your whole team identity is unhealthy, you know? And so it's great
I don't think it'll last.
I think Joe Flacco every year or so puts on like one insurance game in terms of like, if I ball out here, I get to play in the NFL another year.
Yeah, you can go back to that.
Yeah, like, oh, this is the Flacco that won Super Bowl. Like, maybe, you know, like, every year he just does a huge performance. Like, remember when the Browns, he had a huge game that he won? And it's like, same thing. It's like, oh, he still got it. And he does. But it's just, is it sustainable to throw to the one guy over and over again? No. Jared, why don't we go to your, who was your first or second year quarterback you want to put your backing towards?
JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
Should be making a comeback this week, I hope. But he's got 2 games under his belt. One was really good. One was not great. So their jury is still out on JJ, but I'm here to clear that.
Okay. So, Jared, speak when you hear a quarterback better than JJ McCarthy. We'll start with interesting one. Trevor Lawrence. No, okay. Tua Tagovailoa. Oh, it's sure no. Okay. Jared didn't like that one. How about this is an interesting one. I'm just kind of going up the list of what I have here, but Kyler Murray. No, okay. JJ or I might get a quick answer here. Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring it that fast. Really?
Yeah,
though?
I know it's a low one, but yeah, I gotta say it.
I know we're trying to keep it
same
going.
draft class, first pick.
But you already believe in Caleb more than JJ?
Oh yeah, I've seen. The one thing with JJ that I think, people say about him that I think is true is he is a game manager at the end of the day, and whether that comes with winning or losing is, if the guy's a game manager and he wins, what's the issue? Caleb Williams can throw 400 yards and they lose. So JJ's a winner. And if game manager title comes with that as a winner, then that's what he is. But that is who JJ is from college. And I think to make him into a Caleb Williams, which is throwing for probably 40 times a game. I don't know. I think Caleb individually is better. But just like you always say, Aaron Rodgers, talent-wise, is better than Tom Brady. But does Tom Brady won more?
At least I thought. I used to, no.
So I think we have to take that into account with JJ, is that from what we've seen in college, he's one of the winningest college players. Then he plays his first game, wins that, and was the reason they won. One rushing touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns, the reason they came back and won. Then he plays another game, doesn't really play well, gets injured. So the jury's still out.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen,
enough, to be honest.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen, it's a game manager that's clutch, that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But with Caleb Williams, individual talent, he is better. It's just just a fact, unfortunately. But like I say, does that come with wins? No, not all the time.
What you're saying as a game manager who they won the first game because of him and the fire he brought, which is like, remember there was this thing in the huddle that is like, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, coming back. That's the energy you want from a quarterback. And I'd rather that.
The intangibles.
Yeah, to win games.
Intangibles are way better than Caleb Williams.
That's what I'm wondering. That's why I was really curious, Caleb Williams, what you would say. And I see your point, though.
Let's go to the third one. So the third quarterback's interesting. So this one is quarterbacks that maybe the media perceives them in a way that we don't. Either they're really, really good and we think they're really, really,
or the audience, our audience says.
The media may overhype them or, whatnot. Or if this guy's not getting enough love.
Like, are they imposters? Are they balloons that are going to pop at any moment? It's kind of hard to describe, but I get what you're saying.
So who is your quarterback?
My quarterback that I would put in this category that I've heard from you guys and some people in the comments, despite the record, I would say my pick is Daniel Jones.
Ugh. All right.
That's the reaction that people get. I mean,
this should be quick.
He got booted from the Giants, but he's 6-1 on the Colts. But like people are still saying to me, he's not the real deal. It's just the O-line. It's just Jonathan Taylor. But I'm like, I think he might actually be a good quarterback.
No, okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see how good. See how good.
Okay.
And for reference, Daniel Jones right now is 5th in passing yards.
Jeez, he's also
just to kind of
second in QBR.
Yeah. Any way you put it, statistically, he looks good.
Yes.
Looks good.
Yeah, I don't think you're the only one groaning when I say he's.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Speak when you hear a better player, speak when you hear a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. Mac Jones. Okay. Jordan Love. Okay. Sam Darnold. Ooh, I see Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones like 1-1. CJ Stroud. Dang. Baker Mayfield. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the silence is deafening. Wow. Ladies and I gotta find somebody better than Baker Mayfield. All right. Let's just knock this out. Okay. Dak Prescott. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Justin Herbert. Holy guacamole, ladies and gentlemen. Who do I have left? I have elite talent left. Matthew Stafford. How about I don't even know who I have left. I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers?
Right now, yeah.
Right now. You're kidding me.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. No, how about this? I'm going to go with a real one. The one that I really wanted. Drake May.
I'd say Drake May, for sure.
You would say Drake May?
Is better. I'm speaking.
Is better than Daniel Jones? After Baker Mayfield wasn't?
My brain.
That's a violation. Are you kidding me?
I'm not trying to rage bait. It's all right. It's a
you
mix
need to
of
explain your viewpoint and the rose. What do they call them? Rose-colored glasses that you have for Daniel Jones. I need to explain to me what you're seeing.
You underestimated my admiration for this man.
I definitely did.
I'm not even.
Baker Mayfield would knock it right out.
No, Baker is one. Baker was the hardest. I'm not gonna lie because okay.
Tell me about Daniel Jones.
The logic doesn't make sense. I'm wrong in a way, but I can't. I'm gonna try to articulate it for you because I don't understand myself either. Like Daniel Jones is balling out. Jonathan Taylor's getting multiple touchdowns a game, yet Daniel Jones is spreading the ball around super well. If you try to pick a wide receiver, like Pittman got 20 on my bench today, but you look at it, it's not only like not consistent, but the description on Yahoo Fantasy is like he is spreading the ball around too well that it hurts your fantasy prospects for your players, which is what we talked about earlier, like a good quarterback's doing that. So he's making part of, I mean, first is Jonathan Taylor being healthy, the offensive line being strong, but keeping the defense honest for the passing game is on Daniel Jones. And because he can run the ball himself, it's also opening up that aspect. And the reason I'm super conflicted, I would almost say Baker. Like I like Baker a lot. Maybe I should have spoken for Baker and I'll get roasted in the comments. But what held my tongue is I'm looking at the stats. Maybe that was my mistake. Daniel Jones right now, at time of recording and at this ESPN page, if it's not updated by tonight, Daniel Jones is second in QBR. He's only behind Dak Prescott. And the reason I didn't say Dak Prescott is for reasons I've already stated before. But then like completion percentage, he's also he's actually behind Drake May by 2%. But Daniel Jones is third in the league in completion percentage. Like, and I think let's see. Can I find him? Oh. What I liked with Daniel Jones was like, I feel like with Baker, it's a little more variable, a little more explosive at the cost of some steadiness, whereas Daniel Jones is just doing his role and a little more than others. So like statistically, it's hard for me to go against completion rate against QBR, and saying nothing of the win, like the standing, but they're 6-1.
Right.
So like, but when you said Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, the way I've watched Aaron Rodgers play when he's playing well, like the talent, like I like Rodgers more to watch. Yep. And Drake May statistically is also winning games and like probably more poignant. At the same time though, like if it was Baker versus Daniel Jones, it depends if Baker really shows up, you know?
Yeah.
But Baker can do it. It's just like sometimes with Baker, like, sometimes we lose. And that's a tough one to defend. I'm not going to lie, but I think I'll get roasted. But if you look at the numbers, it's hard to say he's not one of the best.
Yeah. I looked a couple weeks ago to really try and find some stats on about like to support my case for why he's not that good.
Yeah.
And right now, it's just he's absolutely dialed in, and there's not a stat that you can find that would show otherwise. I mean, the one thing you could say that has been a problem is turnovers. He has 3 turnovers in, 7 games, 6 games?
So he has 3.
It's not...
Actually, Rodgers has 5, but Rodgers has 14 touchdowns. Yeah, so that's the trade-off.
It's something to where it's not that much of an issue, which back in prior, it was a big issue. And I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for the big blow-up of turnovers that Daniel Jones truly is. But what the difference is between Baker and Daniel Jones... And I want to hear your thoughts.
Because Bucks are 5-1, and they just play tomorrow. We're recording this Sunday night, and actually Baker's 12-1 So
like
I'm trying to make the argument maybe Baker is just better than him.
Like statistically, he's really, really good. But to put this into perspective, Bucky Irving hasn't played in however many games. Right?
I know. I have him in fantasy.
They do have Rashad White. He's serviceable. But like if we looked right now at team rushing leaders, right? So let's look at the teams, right? The Colts are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's top 6. The Bucks are, I can't even count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They're 19th best rushing. And what happens with this is if you can run the ball, you can pass the ball. And when you have Jonathan Taylor, who's number 1 in rushing yards and number 1 in rushing touchdowns, it tells me 2 things. When you can rush the ball really well, the passing lanes open up. And 2, that offensive line is elite. It is elite. The one thing I will give credit for with Daniel Jones is he doesn't outplay his abilities or outplay what he should be doing, which if you want to hand the ball off 20, 30 times to Jonathan Taylor, he has no problem doing it. And then when he doesn't, and he does a little play action, has no problem just dumping it off. And so he doesn't play outside of what they're telling him to do because he knows that Taylor is elite right now.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a lot.
Well, it's interesting too. I'm looking it up. This is just off the stats, but I was like, maybe his completion rate is one of the highest in the league right now. I'm like, maybe it's just dink and dunk, easy. His average depth, I think. No, let's double check. Yards per pass attempt is 8.3, which puts him at 5th in the league. And behind guys, I mean, apparently Sam Darnold's number 1, but like Lamar Jackson, Jordan Love, Drake May, then Daniel Jones, and then Matthew Stafford. So
that's like air yards, basically.
I guess so. Like the average, so yards per pass attempt. So the average pass is 8 yards deep for Daniel, which is like kind of more than you would think.
All right, let's go with mine.
Okay, well, who's your player?
My player is going to be, we went from Michigan player, JJ, to now Ohio State player.
Okay.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
Give it to me. Let's
you
see.
like him.
Let's see. Let's see if I do. you say Dylan Gabriel. I'm like, nope, that's it.
Oh, that was my first one. Let's go. Okay. CJ Stroud. So speak when you hear a player better than CJ Stroud. Go. Cam Ward. Okay. No, not even any emotion from there. I'll go on the other easy one. CJ. Ooh. Bryce Young. Okay. That was the debate a year ago. It's been settled. We'll move up with Kyler Murray. No. Jaxson Dart. No. Okay. Yeah, Justin Fields. Just throw it over your shoulder. Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Thought you'd think about it. I'll go Geno Smith. Okay. Here's an interesting Michael Penix Jr. Okay. He thought about it, but he's not doing it. Okay. Said about let's go JJ McCarthy. He's thinking about it. No. All right. Okay. CJ Stroud or what's Sam Darnold?
Yeah, Sam Darnold's better.
Sam Darnold, really?
Sam Darnold's better.
Really?
How dare you put JJ in that list? How dare you?
Well, last one went a little quick, and then I'm like, okay, I'm starting to run out of names here. Let's see.
Oh my God. I was trying to contain myself.
It looked like you were bursting from the seams.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, why? I like him, but I'm curious, why'd you pick him?
Sam Darnold has, I mean, in the JJ realm too, it kind of makes sense. But so JJ takes over for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold went to the Jets, then he went to the Panthers. Terrible at both, and then all of a sudden he gets to the Vikings, and he was elite.
Yeah.
The one thing I was looking for was if Sam Darnold dropped off.
Okay.
And when you look at Sam Darnold, when you talk about all these quarterbacks, you look at quarterbacks that elevate the team or the reason they're winning. He's the reason they're winning. He's the reason Seattle's winning. Like, this quarterback, Sam Darnold, is throwing for over 300 yards. He's thrown on the money countless times. He has now made Jaxson Smith-Njigba into an elite talent, which he already was. But
that's
Geno wasn't unlocking Jaxson Smith-Njigba until
yeah.
I don't think he ever was. Maybe that's because DK was there. But now you're seeing he did it with the Vikings. Sure, he has elite talent, and there's stuff to be said about maybe he's not elevating talent, but he's definitely what's another word? Not elevating, but he's just putting these players in a position to make plays. And he's not
the foundation.
He's the foundation.
He's the
if
floor.
a guy's making a catch, the reason he's making the catch is because it's right in the basket. I mean, Dak Prescott, similar guy.
Okay.
George Pickens is making great plays, but they are dropping the bucket play. The ball is being handed to them 40 yards down the field, and I see that with Sam Darnold. Stroud, you saw a great rookie year, and then the sophomore year, bit of a sophomore slump, but still won in the playoffs. He beat the Chargers. So he has 2 playoff wins, right? I think he has 2 playoff wins.
Stroud?
Yeah.
I believe
I think
you're right.
he beat Joe Flacco and the Browns, and then he beat Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So there's something that Sam Darnold can't do yet or hasn't done.
The clutch gene? Okay.
Vikings lost in the first round last year, so he does have that clutch gene. But from a talent perspective, right now, from what I'm seeing,
It's hard to...
2 years in a row, back to back. Sam Darnold is probably going to be top 5 in passing yards.
He's third right now.
Yeah, he is going to be top 5 in passing yards for the second year in a row. That's hard to deny because Stroud probably hasn't done that since his rookie year and won't do it this year for sure. Definitely didn't do it last year. So it is tough, but I believe in CJ Stroud a lot more than most people. This offensive line is terrible, and so it really is just unfortunate to see this bad offense. And then, like we talk about with Daniel Jones, let's look at the rushing yards for the Texans. They are, I think, 17th. They're like 3 above the Bucks. So again, let me redo this camera here. But as I'm talking, similar to the Bucks, if you can't run the ball, you can't pass the ball. And so all these defenses know that without Joe Mixon, they're running Nick Chubb and Woody Marks. They are not stacking the box against those two.
Well, geez, the top guy is Nick Chubb, and he has 249 yards in 5 games. Like, and that's second is Woody Marks, 137. Third is CJ Stroud, 122.
And CJ Stroud, we know, is not that great of a runner.
He's not that kind of, like, he can.
Dude,
but
at Ohio State, he was a pocket passer through and through. So that's how you know that it's getting bad.
Well, that's crazy. I didn't know that was their, like, I thought
it's crazy.
That's the peak in a game, but that's the whole season.
So, yeah, hopefully everyone stuck around for this one.
Thank you.
Different type of podcast, but it's super, super fun.
A little laid back, yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't already, go over to our Instagram and our TikTok at Don't Debate Podcast. Saw us a follow over on there. And if you're on the YouTube, make sure to hype up this video because a couple people hyped it up earlier. We were at like
It's so
2,500 hype points on the last video. So let's try and hype this up. Instead of likes, maybe start hyping up the videos and hit that subscribe button
both would
if you
be
can.
ideal.
Both would appreciate it.
Not to sound too thirsty.
But thank you so much again for watching and listening. And as always, we'll see you guys next week.